Hi guys, it's Ray with Ray's Turquoise Turtle. Today we are going to do water slide on this 12-ounce slim doozy. This one's already cut. These are printed on a relatively inexpensive Epson printer, inkjet, all in one deal. I sealed it 3 times with this Rust-Oleum, 2 times semi-gloss clear. I don't let it dry in between coats. I give it 3 coats. I spray it all this way, I spray it all this way, I spray it all that way, and I let it dry. I don't deal with the plasti dip, triple thick, any of that. So far it seems to work. These have been around for a while, so I am hoping that they are still well sealed, but we'll see. So this is just a bowl of lukewarm warm water. I'm going to set that in there. You don't want to cut your water slides until after you have sealed it, or it won't release from the backing because it will seal it to the backing. So something to be mindful of. I don't print then cut when it's a clear water slide. I just hand trim it. So once it starts to slide, you're good. I should have probably gotten my cup a little bit damp as well, but I didn't. When you're doing a water slide, clear water slides will only show up over a white base, and do not sand prior to the water slide. You want a smooth resin layer. The sand marks will show up under the clear. So this is just one of those silicone makeup brushes. I'm using it to get any water out from underneath. I'm just going to blot the top with a paper towel, just so I can see where I'm at. You don't want any water trapped underneath because it will leave a bubble. So that's pretty good. I'm going to flip it over. Somewhat lined up. Now, I didn't have a lot of water underneath that because I didn't wet my tumbler first. And this one released really nicely, so I'm just going to slide that right on there. And I'll let this dry for a little bit, and then I'll take it outside again and show you the color change, because this is that one that I did that is white but turns to orange. I thought these decals would be a nice fit for that. So blot it again. Make sure all your water's out. And be gentle doing that because you don't want to crack or slide them. So grab a fresh paper towel and just blot the entire cup. Now, make sure they are completely dry before you go to put your resin on. If you have a heater running in the room, they're going to dry quicker. It's pretty warm out today, so I don't have a heater running. So I'm probably going to let this dry for 4 to 6 hours or so. Maybe not even that long, because there's not a lot of water under there, but long enough to ensure it is completely dry. So I'm going to take you outside in a second and show you the color change with the water slide. Okay, I am outside. It is noisy, but here we go. It's actually really, really nice and sunny today, so. But I think these decals look really nice with the color change. They're still visible when it changes. So, thought they were a fun choice for this cup. But I'm going to let it dry for a little bit and then get it back inside and get it under a coat of resin. Okay, I'm ready to get a coat of epoxy on this. So, I'm going to get her spinning. I have my resin mixed. And I'm going to add a little bit more of that cheat to this layer like I've been doing to every layer on this cup. The color change portion of this cup, I did 2 at the same time in a different video. I will try and get that linked back. But I'm just mixing a tiny bit of that in. So that's it. And I do have some bubbles in here. It is, like I said, I'm not heating this room today. It's not super cold, but it's also not super warm, so. And that's plenty. I'm just going to smooth it out now. I'm hoping that I can get it back off the turner, even if it's not completely dry. Just to quick show you how it looks again after the resin. I do want a little bit more on this one spot, so I'm waiting for it to come back around. I can feel I'm dragging there. Okay, so that's good. I'll take this glove off, and I'm just going to go ahead and torch it super quick. Always keep your torch moving. I say it every time. You don't want to scorch it, especially on a white tumbler. You really don't want to scorch. And I can see the water slide a little bit, but it's not terrible. Sometimes water slides blend in than other times. I'm just going to watch that come around again. I feel like it always depends on the base you applied it to. I'm just going to torch that again real quick where I just touched it with my glove. Alright, I'm going to come back and grab this off the turner in a couple of hours before the sun goes down. So hopefully we can get one last look at it closer up outside. Like I said, even if it's not fully cured, I can get it off the turner and bring it out and show it to you. And it can just dry in a drying rack. So I've lost most of my daylight, but has changed slightly. And I just want you to see that you really can't see the water slide too much. You can at certain angles, but it does still change colors slightly this time of night, this time of day, but not as intense. But you saw it earlier what it's going to do full daylight. The rim around the bottom is always going to have that white. I've looked at a lot of posts on this particular product, and every single one of them says they get that line, and there's not much you can do about it. I'm actually going to do a power wash over the other one I did, and use that to kind of conceal that white. So I will be doing that one shortly, but it's changed mostly back to white because I flipped it over. But overall, I really do like the product. This is the Solar Drops from Solar Color Dust. And this one is done. It's just got to finish curing.